Welcome, everyone, to the You Like That podcast. This is our very first episode. Going to be hitting Uncut Gems today. First time doing anything like this, so it could go shit, could go funny. It could be 5 people listening to it. Who the fuck knows? But we're just going to tell you what we think about.
It will remain funny no matter how many people are listening to it, I think. Even if I just listen to it and laugh at myself. I think
it will be a case of maybe we just sit in our cars and just listen to it being like, we are funny guys, people just don't get us and who we are.
Yeah, it's the people who are wrong.
It's never us.
No.
All right, so basically we're just going to go through movies where we can. We don't have a schedule right now, but for whatever we can get out, we'll put out for everyone. So today we thought we would just stick with Uncut Gems, the new Adam Sandler film. It's out through Netflix, directed by Benny and Josh Safdie. Fucking a very serious Adam Sandler movie.
It really is. It's no Billy Madison 2.
It's no fucking Billy
Madison 2. Just before we do start, this is not spoiler-free.
Okay, yeah.
We will be doing spoilers.
Yes, there will be spoilers in this. Maybe we can start this off just as an overview.
We'll try and steer around it
sort
first.
of say what we thought of the movie without giving anything away.
Yeah.
And then we'll let you know when we start going into the full plot, dissecting the movie, sort of saying what was shit, what was funny, what was just Adam Sandler, and we'll go from there. But I guess if you want to start us off, how was it overview?
Funny. Before I do, when I was thinking about this today, I was like, I'm worried I'm going to swear too much and I'm going to have to tell people like that I'm going to swear too much. But this movie... This movie is the most sweary movie I've ever heard.
I think you can get away with saying,
Honestly,
there will be swearing in this podcast. If you've seen the fucking movie, that word fuck is too much.
We are 2 good Christian boys compared to this movie.
Correct.
So I've been thinking about this movie so much because I don't know if I liked it or not. Like, I enjoyed my time with it, but I don't know if I liked it or not. There's parts of it I didn't like. Heaps that was distracting, but there are like obviously good moments and good parts about it.
Of course,
the best part by far is Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I think we can all agree he stole the show.
Absolutely,
it's a movie where it's literally just Adam Sandler with people around him.
Yeah, because no one else is really like big time or
no.
It's not even recognizable. Like a lot of them,
you honestly wouldn't know that his girlfriend, the side piece, whatever you want to call her, Idina Menzel. Actually, no, sorry, not his fucking girlfriend, the wife, sorry. His wife.
His actual wife, yeah.
His actual wife in the movie. Idina Menzel, who let it go, Frozen.
Ah, right.
Bitches Elsa.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yes. The only other person you know, but because she doesn't sing, you still don't have a fucking clue unless you look it up, like I did at 3 a.m. last night.
So this is like, it's almost voyeuristic. It's just like you're just watching one man primarily having the worst week of his life.
It's a pretty shit
week. He can't do anything right, and one thing just leads to another, and it's bad, and then it gets worse. And then there's those little glimmers of, well, maybe he does know what he's doing because he's got 2 big houses, and he looks like he's doing really well because they're like fully kitted out houses and stuff. But then like. He's always talking about, this is my last bit of cash,
Exactly. It's a standard gambler type scenario.
And
There's always money, but there isn't money.
Yeah. And I guess that's the main plot point, really, is he fucks up and he gambles something away that he shouldn't have gambled away.
Multiple
and then
times.
that's sort of the ramifications of that.
Yeah.
We talked about the family. The family is one thing I didn't get.
It was strange.
Maybe this movie's smarter than me, but I think all the scenes with his family was just weird. Like, we could have cut most of that out and just been like, yeah, he's a shitty husband, he's a shitty dad.
Yeah.
But there are all these really long scenes, like the bar mitzvah goes forever.
They sort of try to incorporate family into it, but he's sitting there like, but what purpose are they serving?
What are they doing?
Right now? It's not a lot.
This is a minor spoiler, but there's no redemption. Like, he doesn't win them back.
He
doesn't go back to them. He like sort of has a moment where he's like, no, I still love you, but it just feels fake. And I honestly didn't understand why all those scenes were there.
Yeah.
And she she is cruel to him.
Oh, yeah.
She is not nice.
She does not give two fucks anymore. And obviously, maybe we don't know why that could be.
Yeah.
But she may just be taking that backstreet ride, being like, I know where this is ending. I'm just going to cruise it to see where the fuck this goes.
Yeah. And like, it must be a money thing, but we don't know that because we don't know where or what the money is. She straight up like laughs at him at one point when he's like, "Hey, let's give it another try." And she just laughs and says something really horrible. Yeah, but
not a good woman at all.
No.
But it is right that the family you could get away with not showing any of the kids, bar maybe the oldest that later on when he goes up to the apartment, maybe you can get away with just showing him a couple times. But other than that, that family is just there, I guess.
They're kind of just like part of the scenery.
I think maybe just to sort of show you that he's a family guy.
Yeah.
But he does have a side piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just kind of torn of what he does want, maybe.
Yeah. Because he wants like the youngest kid you barely even see, he like puts in the bed and he's just like, I don't know, he's just like by the by. So I didn't like that bit. And the script, I know like a lot of people are talking about how they love just how wild and chaotic it is. That was kind of distracting for me. Like, because the dialogue is literally just people screaming at each other.
Yeah, I feel like the writing of the dialogue was not a very hard job for the writers in that room.
No.
I think they just said, look, this is how many times you should say fuck. Whatever you can work around that.
The number's really high, by the way.
Like, we're talking top 10 because this film did rank in the top 10 for most times saying fuck.
Yeah, because it feels very improvisational, but to its detriment because everyone sort of stumbles over each other. And maybe that's more realistic in whatever world this is in. Like, it's New York. People are notoriously rude in New York. But I don't know, I just found it like they were just screaming over the top of each other, not really getting anywhere.
And so screaming.
Yeah, so they had to show a lot, but it's not really, in terms of visuals, it's not particularly unique. It's just kind of like handheld. You're just watching this guy. You're in the room as the audience. You're in the room, but you don't know. There's no context.
Yeah.
And you have to get your own context from the screaming. You know what I mean?
It definitely.
Like when he gets rid of the ring, he gets rid of KG's ring. And then, like, he asks for it back later. And as the audience, so much has happened. You're just like, oh, yeah, the ring. And then, like, so, like, I don't hate it heaps because there's cool moments like that. But overall, I found it quite distracting because I was just like, it's just like a headache.
It is.
Like, oh, my God.
It is so much going on. So, obviously, me watching this after midnight till 3 a.m., sitting in a dark room on a lounge, watching this on the big screen unfold, thinking, all right, I know Adam Sandler. I know the movies he's been bringing out. Granted, may not have been the greatest movies the last couple of years, but seeing, people thinking this is a fucking top movie, very, very, very good. All right, let's see how we go. And just from the word go, it was just
chaos.
It was just utter chaos.
Yeah.
I didn't know where this movie was going to be going and what sort of the end game was going to be. I found the pacing was just really weird as well in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it paced itself really well, but then it didn't at the same time. It makes no fucking sense, but it's like I found it, you're at the starting point of, okay, he's I guess you could say a big-time jeweler. He's got these big guys coming in, being brought in to buy these massive diamonds, watches, chains, anything you want. And he's acquired this new opal from what they say is the African Jews.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant term. I can back that.
They do explain that, by the way.
It does come through.
Pulling that out of thin air.
Yeah, I'm not just saying that. That plays context in the movie. That is the quote. That's all it is. That's who have mined it. And you're thinking, oh, obviously this is going to try to be some big score in this opal, but is it going to be like a high sort of thing? Is he going to lose it? Is he just going to straight sell it? Where's it going to go? And as you're just progressing through the movie, it's very up and down from realizing he's owing money to a lot of people. He's really gambling big money to try and make it back and then some, which puts him into, I guess, an even tougher situation with the people that are trying to get his money back from him.
Yeah. Because he has to
And
spend so much on the bets and stuff, and like pawn so much, and
exactly.
he seems to always get it wrong.
And it's exactly as I said, where it just gets distracting because when it's something that he's taken from a person, when it comes back around, is so much going on. It's not a straight like, where's this? Oh, it's this. It's no, where's this? And someone else going, what about this and that? And you're trying to fucking think.
Yeah.
Who am I focusing on here?
Yeah, it is told chronologically, but it's as if like all the plot points were a bag of marbles and you drop them, and as you're like scrambling around on the floor, you're picking up various information. You're like, oh, that relates back to this moment. So it is chronological, but it's just so wild and frenetic.
There was so much. I found myself going through and thinking like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this movie. It was a good movie. And then there was a one point where I think it's when he gets the opal back from KG. And then the movie sort of dies down, goes into the more stuff with his side piece.
Yeah.
And it feels very flat from there. Like you don't know then what's now going to happen. Because after these events take place and it takes roller coaster straight up a 90-degree angle, you're going, fuck, all right. But how did I get here?
Yeah, that's when I thought the family was going to come back. I was like, okay, the stone's done. You know, he fucked all that up. Now we're going to get what will happen with his family. But then that also doesn't happen, really.
Nothing.
You have the school play bit, which I hated. I hated every second of until the protagonists come in and interrupt. But I was just like, what is happening? And then the bit after that when it's just the awkward interaction at his kid's house and he's like bragging that he's going to see The Weeknd. Who also, that scene, why was that scene in there?
Look, I don't know why The Weeknd needs to be in a movie at all.
He didn't even say that much.
Did not say much. He sung poorly. I don't like The Weeknd, so I can't even say he sung good. He's in a fucking club where it's like, they make it out like they're going to The Weeknd concert.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to see The Weeknd. Yeah. And no, you're actually just into this fucking high-profile VIP bar, and you're just sitting by a table and just go, yo, give Weeknd the mic.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, no. And then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, busted out. It's just like, okay.
And this guy's going about he's not going to sing unless there's some black lights on. I'm like, who the fuck are you to say that?
Yeah, little details like that. You don't really need.
No, it's like I can get behind like celebrities in other fields, like music, like sports and that, to have small-time parts in the film. Like KG.
Yeah.
Big-time basketballer, and I thought he was actually... I thought he performed pretty well.
He wasn't bad. Like he can read his lines.
The parts that he had, I'm like, yeah, I'm believing this guy. He's got that.
When it looks like he's
there.
About to punch him, I'm like, he might actually punch him.
Yeah.
Like he was pretty convincing.
But The Weeknd came in and I'm like, you don't need to be here. You are not serving anything.
I feel like that got cut down because he really doesn't do much.
No.
He gets punched and then punches someone.
Look, that was probably the best thing of just him busting out, having a little go with Adam Sandler's character and
doesn't come
getting
back.
Punched.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Not mentioned again.
And I'm like, all right, I can back that. That's good.
It might be to show like Howard's status. I guess he can get into these clubs.
Yeah.
With people, but he's still like, even though he knows these people, they reluctantly know him because he's like scabbed them or whatever. Yeah,
I feel like he's just one of those. I feel like Sandler's character is just one of those people that knows everyone, but not for any right reason.
Yeah,
or he barely knows them at all. They just know his name.
His reputation is much bigger than he actually is because he's like a little.
Yeah.
Like just has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, but look, after going through these pacing issues that I still found myself by the end of it with a big payoff, and I can say a good movie.
Yeah,
I can say. I mean, I only saw it the once, at a very late time. You've seen it twice.
I did. I got through it twice.
So you've made it through twice. So maybe if I take a second viewing, I think things could change because I'm just thinking so hard about what I'm trying to expect from this movie, and then watching it and finishing it and being like, I don't know what I expected from this movie, and I don't know if I got it, but I know that I did get a good Adam Sandler film.
Yeah. That was my thing as well. I was like, is this like more clever than I am and I just don't get it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't really love it.
Because I feel like that's the thing with a lot of Netflix movies now that are direct from Netflix. They're either going to make you a shit B-grade horror movie or a shit D-grade comedy film, or they're going to throw a curveball and throw you a really good, in-depth, hey, here's a deep, meaningful movie.
Artsy, yeah.
Very artsy. You don't know anyone who's acting in this movie, sort of thing. So I think coming from Adam Sandler as, a guy that I could say pretty much everyone had grown up on, all these movies.
Absolutely.
From being a comedic genius to, eventually in these older age dropping off, producing a fair few flops.
We call them tax breaks.
Tax breaks. We'll call them tax breaks. And hitting this Netflix deal and producing this movie, which I think is a very good, I guess, a sort of redemption back to him, to himself as an actor.
Because he had this in him, and we just didn't know that he could do this.
Because it was a very serious role. It was a very serious Adam Sandler film. Like, obviously he's putting on a bit of an accent, which from the start I'm like, I know this is like he's clawing down to what's some old fucking voices I've done before that I can try and not be as comedic, but give off a very, very like convincing New Yorkish, Jewish type accent, and I think he hits it pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that escalates as well, like as he gets more stressed. You see him, he like looks worse as time goes on. Yeah. And then he has that moment in the middle. I guess we'll just go into spoilers now.
Yeah,
because I have a bit more to say, but they do spoil.
All right, so guys, we'll say that is the end of the spoiler-free review. I'm telling you, good movie. It's worth a watch. Don't go in there expecting anything because you still won't know what you've got by the end of it.
Definitely not.
And, all right.
And if you don't get it, that's fine too.
Of course.
Because I didn't get it.
It is different because it is a movie that is around a lot of gambling, deception, and
there's a lot of swindling.
There's money being thrown around that you think you could do a lot with that, and then it just goes onto a betting table, and you're like, well, there it goes. So.
And there's so many moments where you actually talk out loud to the screen. You're like, don't.
I found myself there multiple times going, I'm sorry, what? Okay, we'll go into it because, all right. Let's stop it there. Spoiler free is done. Guys, if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to listen to everything else that has happened, we're basically going to scrub through the plot of the movie now, go through most of the scenes that we thought really stuck out, that we can really dissect, go into, tell you what was shit, what was good.
Part of the recommendation for this movie is holy shit, the ending. But you don't even want to say that to people because then they're waiting for it.
Exactly.
So
you got to be expecting.
I wanted to wait till this bit to say holy shit, the ending.
Yeah. All right. So spoiler free is done. We're jumping into spoilers now. So the first thing I want to say is,
if you're driving, you got 3 seconds to turn your volume down.
Exactly right. Just think you just saw the cops and you're on your phone. Double demerits. You don't want that shit. Turn it off. Throw it out the window. Fuck it. Who cares?
All right. Spoilers.
All right.
Let's go.
Spoiler time. All I want to say the first thing is, holy shit, I'm going to fucking come. It's probably the greatest line in this fucking movie.
Was the way he delivers it too. Like, it's actually like he's coming,
He hits it twice.
The first time, like, he's in euphoria, and it's so uncomfortable.
And the second time is just what a lot of men feel when they see a very raunchy photo from a very sexy woman. We'll get into that. All right, so jumping into this movie, starting off, finding these, you don't know what country you're in yet, but you can just see a lot of maybe South African-y with some maybe Chinese government running this as like a mining system.
Yeah, there's no English being spoken. There's just like...
There's no direct dialogue or anything to tell you where you are in the world at this point in time, what's happening. All you have is these people bringing out a miner who has done something to his leg. It's all fucked up, the bone is showing everything. To which it then divulges into a mine with 2 guys picking out this rock, pulling out this massive opal, colourful as fuck.
I assume they were robbers too because they waited for the
Could have also been robbers. That may have been a setup sort of thing.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things where you're not told, you're not given enough
Very
info.
ambiguous, this movie. Yeah.
You can sort of take that how you will. It's either they were robbing it or this was sort of a plan. They knew that this type of diamond was here. But in the same sense, it's like, well, surely there might have been a bit more than this one rock in this whole mine. That was it. So you can interpret it how you will, but these guys are basically finding this opal, and then it cuts into the opening sequence. I thought was beautiful. The way that the movie jumped into after that opal, diving through
Yeah.
Very colourful, very fucking spacey and shit.
Which does come back at the end as well.
Does come back around. And then jumping into sort of like a internal human system, popping out of frame into a hospital where Adam Sandler's character is on the bed, getting all felt around by these doctors.
He's getting a colonoscopy. It's the strangest choice in a movie.
It is very strange, and I don't feel like that still serves any purpose.
No, it does come back. Like in one of the moments of chaos,
it is brought up again, and it's like I don't know.
While he's getting punched, his doctor is saying, "Yeah, you got the all clear. You don't have cancer." Like, you're good.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
And it's just like you sort of forget about it once it comes back, and like,
100%.
Yeah, he was getting checked for something, and it really doesn't make any sense to be in there, but it's there, and you're like, it's there, I'm going to take it.
One of my notes is the stone actually magic? Because KG seems to think it's like magic and stuff. And like that, the opening sequence, how it's all cosmic and shit. I'm like, maybe it is magic.
Maybe it is a magic.
And like, it's just never going to tell us. And I took it as, no, it was just an opal and people were just greedy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's kind of cool if it is magic.
I know.
It's like a super real world, but...
I think if we got a spin-off movie that was just based on this opal, and it really just told you, yeah, this shit's fucking magic, bro.
Yeah.
You wanna fucking shoot hoops? Take this opal, and you'll be fucking better than Boston Celtics. You're better than KG, whatever you want.
But then in that opening scene, there's a little bit of foreshadowing and stuff, like the goons. Like, Arno, spoiler, the main villain isn't the main villain at all. It's his goons.
No, like, it's very, and that does come around by the ending of the movie, sort of telling you, did he really have any big part to play? Was he the big guy?
Which actually, like, undoes what I said about the bar mitzvah, because you find out, like, his whole family just thinks he's a joke, and he's this big pussy, the Arno guy.
Yeah.
And, like, his dad is like, I can't believe he's here. Like,
yeah, which I think it was he married into the family.
So he's like, he's not even family. Like, who is this?
Yeah, not by blood, but he's in the family.
But in the scene when Howard gets kidnapped out of the school play, Arno's like this big mob boss sitting in the front of the car, like, get his clothes off. And he's like bossing the goons around. So you're like, okay, like, he is the big boss. Yeah. But he's not. He's just not.
No, by the end of it,
he's just simply not.
It is a big turnaround. So... yeah, so jumping into the movie, he goes into his jewelry shop, having these two goons in there saying that they're Arno's men. And then once it starts to get a bit physical, you realize, all right, this guy owes money.
Yeah.
And
it's not told, it's just shown.
It's just shown, that there's money involved. When it comes into a movie that's about jewelry and some swindling and anything like that, there's always going to be money owed somewhere. And that is the case here, where he's owing $100,000.
Yeah.
Big sum, which he did get loaned from Arno. Obviously, hasn't paid it. Goons are coming to shake him up, get the money back.
Which you don't, like, the whole movie, he never has that money.
Not at the one time.
There's the bets and stuff where you're like, okay, he's got it, but then he just fucks it.
Yeah, you're thinking, all right, cool, the money's there now. But then what happens? It's fucking gone again.
Straight away.
He had extra and it was still fucking gone. That's one of those moments where you're at the screen going, just give it the
stop
money.
Stop now.
It's
fix your debt.
Pure greed. It's a whole lot of just pure greed.
But like in that scene, like in the elevator and stuff, he's like the goon says, "You're dead. I'm gonna bury you. I'm gonna enjoy burying you while the lift plays." And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool when you consider the ending. Yeah. I was like, I really like that line.
Yeah, it was.
Stuck out on the second watch. That's one of the lines that really stuck out. And you're like, they literally told us in the first 10 minutes how this movie's going to end.
Yeah. Which, as the movie progresses, you don't realize that.
No.
That they just gave it away and told you.
Yeah.
Because you still, again, you don't know what you're fucking expecting from this shit. So, panning around, Sandler's character has a sort of co-worker, I guess you could say, in Damani, who's trying to bring in business to him to try and
fake
sell.
Rolexes.
Yeah, he's sort of saying, hey, try and sell my fake Rolexes. I'll bring in as much business as I can for you. To which he brings in Kevin Garnett, Boston Celtics power forward, coming in looking at some jewelry. And this is when, at coincidental time, the big package arrives.
Up, yeah.
Big package arrives. It is this beautiful opal that was mined out at the start of the film that we saw. To which comes the magical line where he opens the box, looks at it, and in that very Adam Sandler fucking looking face, looks up, not paying any attention to what Yusi is saying. He's fucking over it, wants to leave. You're going to fucking miss me. He's just looking at this rock, looks up at him and just goes with that Adam Sandler face, holy shit, I'm going to fucking come.
As one of his employees is quitting.
As one of his employees is, he doesn't give a fuck. And it is brilliant.
That got an actual, like I was just sitting alone in my room and I got a big laugh out of that.
There was a big laugh because I've gone, that's the Adam Sandler part I was waiting for.
Because they make him look gross as well. Like he's like all unkempt and he's like sweaty all the time. He's like,
yes, very dirty office.
You just don't want to think about that.
Exactly. So bring it out, show Kevin Garnett this beautiful opal.
Who is a main character. Like, that's really cool. He's like,
you can say KG is basically a main character because he carries through from start to finish. He is part of this film. And obviously goes into this opal and he's losing his mind. He's looking through it, seeing all these beautiful colors and all that, and instantly feeling a magic connection sort of thing to maybe help him score more points as Boston Celtics are taking on Philadelphia in the playoff games, and thinking this rock is going to give him fucking LeBron James power, and wants this stone more than anything. Yeah. To which it's broken down to it's not for sale. Yeah,
because Howard's got it up for auction.
So he's got it up for auction. So, he's thinking this is $1 million opal. For some reason, he just got excited, wanted to show Kevin Garnett this opal. He goes, I want this. I'll pay for it now. No, not for sale. It's going up for auction.
And then in the middle of the movie, you find out that opal is worth like $100,000.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah. And the auction house is just like, that's what
exactly. So wanting this opal, not getting it, saying, look, how about I loan it out? Let me take it to the game tonight.
See if it gives you.
I'm feeling like it's gonna, like I'm gonna fucking shoot big tonight. I'm gonna hit it big. To which, a lot of yelling, again, more chaotic yelling from KG, Adam Sandler just saying, I don't know, I can't. And Damani going, come on, man, I got him here. You got to go.
Damani's so angry.
Very angry man.
Pitbull.
Like, bro, what do you need to be angry about? Obviously, by the end of it, you realize he's got something to be angry about. But right then, you're like, bro, just sit.
Simmer down. Simmer a little bit.
There's nothing you need to be angry about, all right? Let's work this out. So lets him take it out to the game. And I think this is where he sees that window of opportunity to be like, I could bet on this. If he's that confident on this game and he's going to shoot big, let's put down a bet. So I think this is where he goes and KJ gives him his Celtics ring in sort of like a, hey, I'll take this and I'll leave this here as
like a bond sort of thing.
Yeah. Sort of been like, hey, I'll bring this back, swap back. You got something of mine, I got something of yours. So to which he's taking the ring down to another part of this. I'm guessing is this a massive fucking jewelry just department in the middle of New York somewhere where everyone's just a fucking jeweler.
That's also not really explained. It's just like,
no,
how many of these people are there?
It's like he's like in some building on the top, I guess. It's all blocked off, and you've got like these Paddy Market type jeweler stands, and takes down the Celtics ring to say he needs a quick loan. He'll bring it back and get the ring back. Just needs it now, which is money for a bet.
Yeah.
And this is where all the money problems, I guess, start to really.
So that's when you find out he's got a gambling problem, and
this is where you find he really.
The best way not keeping track of anything. He's not.
The best way he thinks he's going to get this money paid off is to get half of the money that he owes, put it all on a bet. Yeah. So I'm guessing just get some extra money for himself. Yeah. Which is fine.
And that's another example of a character telling you, like when he walks in, the guy who's doing the bets is like, no, you get out. No, I don't want to see you again. And he says something like that, and it's like, okay, so we established he's done this before, and he's probably swindled this bloke as well.
Yeah, of course. So obviously he puts down this bet. It's a very lucrative bet, as I say. It's anyone who knows about betting and all that is there's so many different things you can bet on, so many different lines. A player doing just this and that, putting it together and having a ridiculous payout. So he puts down one, and this is where we cut to him watching the game at his house with his wife and children. Watching the game, obviously he's going to fucking be all over this TV, wanting to just watch it happen in action, that this bet comes through. And I think this is where we get a taste of the family coming in that we didn't need.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that being the only family bit.
Yeah.
Whereas at the house, he's super distracted, and then you never really see me. That tells you enough about him being a shit dad and a shit husband. And
yeah, it's the whole thing.
And it's a different apartment, so you're like, okay, they're obviously separated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just me, maybe.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense to look at it that way, where you can just get the full shit dad feeling, or maybe just a shit husband feeling.
Because he's like good to the one kid who's like sort of starting to swear. He's at that age. He's sort of following after him. But.
Which is this the kid that he has to put to bed? Because the kid looks like he's at least 13, 14 years old. Why the fuck is his dad trying to put him to bed? Mind you,
he's like slamming dunks.
He's slamming dunks and watching the game, and his mum's expecting him to be put to bed.
Yeah.
Like.
And then he just puts the game on again.
Starts watching the game, telling he gave KG this stone and that, and put this bet on, and it's going to return big, and to expect a big payout from it. And cutting back to the wife, going back into the main room where she's just shitty, and
she's like scowling at him.
Obviously, from before you realise he's got a side piece, and then they start getting into this dialogue of, we should just get the kids out and do this now. And you're going, okay.
There it is.
There it is. There's a divorce coming. She's obviously just still here because there's money coming in. There's still a family. They want to get through the Passover season and then, separate this and end it all and break it down to the kids. And you're like, okay, makes sense.
And that would have been fine. They should have just...
You could have just ended it there.
Yeah.
They could have just said, all right, let's do this now then. Let's just get the kids, tell us we're gone, fuck it, go our separate ways, and then that's it. You don't need to have anything more about it.
And then maybe before the end, before that happens, you could have a phone call being like, all right, we'll do it tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, the thing happens.
So
I don't know why I'm still dancing around it.
I know. It's just
so
I want
fucking huge.
Want to hit you with that spoiler at the end of it. We're gonna make you fucking wait for it. More than likely, we're gonna fucking just say it out, and we probably already have, and we just don't remember. But we're gonna fucking wait for it. You're gonna wait for it. We have to fucking wait for this whole movie. So, this family could have just stopped there. You could have ended it, and not had as much family interaction throughout the movie. So going after that, the bet comes through. Everything you put the bet on got right. Fuck, he's got the big payout. He's like, fuck, I've hit it so big. And this on the taxi ride on the way back to his apartment. He's in the taxi and he's just going, oh God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. To which the standard taxi driver, Euro, Middle Eastern, whoever it was, what's happened? I hit big. Oh my God. Changes his route. Goes obviously to buy something for his side piece now, and meet her back at the apartment. Sort of give her a surprise because he thinks he's hit huge. And this is where the line comes back in again. Holy fucking shit! I'm gonna come. Hiding in their wardrobe, linen cupboard, whatever it is.
I didn't get that. I was like, is he a sex pest? Is that sort of the character? Yeah. I guess. He's just a crazy
does he just want the sex? Yeah, is it just because maybe you don't know? Was he cheating on his wife beforehand, and then they had this sort of agreement, or did they know that they were going to get divorced, and then he's like, "Fuck, I'm going to find someone else." Then
that's one of very few actual loose ends that they don't close. They pretty much wrap everything up except that you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also a bit ambiguous.
Yeah. So, surprise her with some lovely lingerie, get some beautiful photos. And the way that they filmed this with him in this wardrobe in complete darkness with just a phone light typing, like a fucking serial killer, while watching her lay on the lounge getting ready for him to come home.
Did you feel creepy watching it?
I felt creepy watching it.
Even just sitting, I was just sitting there going, "Oh, am I weird for what?"
Yeah, I'm like, does
it's
this
done
make
really
me,
well.
Like, does this make me hard? I don't know what. Like, if I was in this situation, would I be getting very turned on right now? Because
I'd be like, man, I'm gonna scare her. Like, I feel bad.
Exactly right. That's what it is. She's sending photos, being like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for you. I'm wet and all this," and then you just out of nowhere burst through the door. Holy shit! I'm gonna fucking come. I couldn't fucking wait. And then she's scared shitless, and I feel like you'd almost have a heart attack.
Yeah. And then she just like laughs. She's like, "Oh, how?"
Yeah. Like,
that's why.
God,
yeah. That's why I thought he was like a sex pest. I was just like, "Oh, does he just do this?"
Yeah. Is this who you are? You just like to jump out of the closet and I'm gonna come.
And that's sort of the start of that middle bit that I don't really like, because it's like that bit and then the weekend bit and the auction bit. Even though that's a big turning point, the auction bit, I was just like, I just don't care. Like,
yeah. So after this, we move to one of the bigger parts of the movie where shit starts to really go down, and it's another part of the family where one of his daughters has a recital show.
It's like a play or something.
Play, whatever the fuck it is, or some shit. Who he's just not paying attention to, and looks behind him, notices that Arno and one of his boys, Phil, we find is pretty bigger than we all think, sitting in a couple rows behind him, and you go, okay. Now it's starting to really get into it.
Yeah, like,
we're getting into that real loan shark type.
Yeah. They're more serious than just wanting the money back.
Yeah. Now thinking, all right, now there's going to start to be threats involved. You sort of get the feeling, is this sort of hey, we're close to your kids and your family sort of thing.
Threat. And then they just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So it's like an actual physical thing.
It's one of the few movies where the loan sharks or the mob or anything like that don't go for the fucking family.
No, they just want him.
They're just happy just to take him.
Just to beat the shit out of him.
Because I know he's just a
lock him in his own car.
Why basically bring someone else into it when it's just him being a fuckwit?
Yeah.
So obviously he plays around with them, kicks him in the shin, bites one of them, whatever, runs off, and to which we see Arno's group of guys in the car, chase him down, tackle him, drag him into the car, and say, "Look, we fucking saw you had this money. We know you placed a bet with our money." He's thinking that this is a fucking good thing, you know. This is what's going to give the money. Yeah. I've got the money.
Yeah.
And then they tell him that they stopped the bet, and you could feel for him the heart sink, because anyone that's placed a bet before knows that feeling of either cashing out early when it wins, and you could have won a lot more, or just you thought you placed a bet on something, you go to sleep, you wake up and realize, fuck, I didn't place a bet on that. And for me, I've done that before, and I felt the heart sink of going, oh shit. But then you realize there's more to it now.
Yeah.
You're thinking, fuck, now he has to still start over again on getting this money to the guys. So this is where just for some reason, I don't understand, you know, loan sharks and mob bosses and all that, why they needed to make him naked and put him into the own trunk of his car.
I feel like that was Adam Sandler. He was just like, I just want to be naked. It'll be funny. It'll be funny if I'm naked.
Yeah. Like, they get him out. He's just in his briefs. About to go in the car. They put him in the trunk. And then just when Arno yells out, and his underwear. And you go, why? Why do you want the underwear? That's enough. You put him in his own trunk. Are you really, like, scaring him?
Anymore, yeah, than you already have.
You just haven't really done much to him. Like, you just put him in a bit of a chokehold, stripped him down, and put him into the trunk of his car naked. I've seen worse shit before.
Yeah. Because
it still feels like it's a bit of a let-off. Because obviously they still need this money and that. But I don't know. It's just weird. The nakedness threw me off.
Yeah, that was very strange.
And then, so moving from there, calls his wife, tells him he's in the trunk of his car, locked his keys in his trunk. She comes out, opens it, and he's just like, oh, I'm all good. Just naked, and she just sort of looks in disgust and just sort of doesn't care. Just turns around and walks away.
And that's why I didn't like that bit, because then he's just like, even like it didn't need to happen because even when he's like, oh, I want to talk about it, she's like, fuck you, get out of the house.
Yeah.
And they just don't talk about it.
But the shit thing there is it still went back into the play.
Mm.
You could have cut that scene there and just
Yeah.
not gone back into play because it didn't. You
Yeah.
didn't need to see it.
Because it was just another minute or so just on here.
Yeah, it was just extra time added on where you're just like, well, I didn't need that scene. Could have just cut that minute short and moved on to the next thing.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it. So this is where we start to find out that the opal needs to be returned that morning. No one's there. Finding out Kevin Garnett still has the opal. Now this is where you think, is he just stolen the opal? Because Damani's coming in. He doesn't know what's happening. He's already starting to get shitty because he's not flipping any of his Rolexes. So you're starting to feel a bit of a shift in the partnership between Damani and Howard.
He all of a sudden has the power. He's like, well, I know the guy who has the Rolex.
Yeah.
You can't talk to me like that.
Exactly. So they drive out to the Boston training center to try and get this opal back. Again, I feel like this is a scene you didn't need because there was no end to that scene other than Damani fucking off, leaving Howard there.
Which you could have done at the weekend party.
Yeah.
You could have given more reason for that scene to be there. He could have been done the same thing, but I don't know. It's just
it was just he's out here training. Well, let's go see him. And then you get to the training center and
you don't see him.
Damani walks off into the back. Sandler can't get in, and scene ends where he's had to go back, take a bus back home. Random scene. Didn't need it. Just a scene didn't need.
That's all it is.
It was just Damani showing that he was getting over it, or maybe trying to plot something himself. But again, didn't need that scene.
Shit like that, like that 20 minutes alone is what makes me think I didn't enjoy this.
Yeah, this is where it started. The pacing dropped for me. I've gone, well, it was starting to get good. Now it's like, okay, it's a bit here and there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we get the weekend scene now saying he'll meet him at this weekend show, which we find out is just a bar.
Just a bar.
Where the weekend is, and they just tell him to sing a song. And get there, Damani's there, no KG, no opal, gets heaps shitty, bit of push and shove at Damani. You can see, all right, this is probably going to start to end bad for him. The weekend is then in the bathroom with his side piece girl doing coke.
Oh, I forgot that's why they
altercated. That's where the punch comes through. Realizes she's in there, makes a big ruckus about it, breaks in, punches the weekend, gets kicked out. Good sequence, just because it's the weekend getting punched.
Yeah,
I'll cop it in there just to see the weekend get punched. I'm like, that pays off for me because that's where the weekend ends. No more after that. We then get to this is where him and the side piece sort of start to break up, I guess. He thinks he's cheating on her. She's just a bitch who doesn't come into work, just lives off his money, being sexy and all this shit, and basically just wants her out of the apartment after this. This is when we get to the Passover dinner, where we then sort of find out Arno is part of the family. And this, again, is another family scene that can stay in there because it does add a bit into the Arno situation.
Yeah. You see the most of him, because even in the car, he's sort of like dark and shaded.
Yeah, and I think this is where...
This guy's really scary.
I think this is where you can start to see that Arno isn't the bad guy. Yeah. He's not the baddest guy.
Because without his goons, he doesn't even look at Howard. He just walks past him.
He just walks through and nothing even says, well, without your goons, you can't face me, nothing like that.
Slams the door.
Slams the door, and you're like, okay. Realizing he's part of the family, he's only married into the family, so it's not by blood. And Howard starts going off about this opal being worth $1 million in front of Arno. I'm guessing to try to sort of say, hey,
the money's coming.
The money's coming. This is what I've got. You just got to let this go to auction so it can happen. Okay, and cop it. It's continuing the story, but it's still dropped off on that pacing scale. It goes to the auction.
It's another example of a scene that goes too long. The auction is
so the opal comes back, and KG says he'll purchase it for 175K. And House straight up like, no, I told you it's $1 million opal. It's going to go to auction, but I can't sell it to you anyway. It's going to auction. If you want it, you're going to have to go to the auction and buy it. It's happening on Monday. No worries. So get to the auction and we find the opal has been reappraised and been put up for 150,000 to 220,000 appraisal. To which he goes, "What the fuck? This is worth so much more." I believe I looked at the paper and it said 750,000 was going to be the starting price in the auction.
Yeah.
So it's a big drop. Obviously, he knows
they dropped it because he was late to the.
Yeah, he didn't have time to get an appraisal done himself through, I'm guessing, what would have been a dodgy appraiser. More than likely.
Because they show him a lot.
Yeah.
The in-house guy.
Yeah, doing a bit of cleaning and all this shit. So they would have bumped it up for sure. So I think he's going to get a lot less. Asking his father-in-law, can you please go and bump up a few bids, put in a few dummy bids, just to jack it up because I can't let it go for that much.
Another plan that just doesn't work.
It's just a plan where you're like, okay, that could work. I can see that working. And again, it's foreshadowed in that scene there where he goes, well, what if I win it? And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm guessing that's just going to happen then. You just told us. So we get the bidding war. KG's there. The bidding starts. It gets up to the 175. His father-in-law is still betting a bit more. He's at the 190,000 mark. You get a bit of bickering from KG and his assistant, I'm guessing, saying, this is the price we set, we're not going any higher. Knocks himself out of the bids. And then you get that look on the father-in-law's face like, fuck.
Because everyone reluctantly helps him.
Yeah.
Everyone sort of hates him, or seems to hate him, but then they still sort of do stuff for him.
Yeah, it's weird. They'll
Howie.
still help him out because, it's our old friend Howard. And the father-in-law wins the opal. Somehow he just had 190 grand. I don't know.
It's just he's a rich Jewish guy.
I guess they're just all rich.
Yeah.
Somehow they're all rich, but that's sort of saying, couldn't you just ask him for the money?
Yeah.
Because now he's going to send that money back to him anyway.
Could have cut out.
I'm going to send you the money back, and then I'll give you 20% as I promised you, to sort of thing. So he's now lost out another 35 grand. So gets the opal back, and then you get another bit of a scrap with Arno and his goons, who are at the auction as well, to sort of see how it went. Seeing that it flopped, didn't go for as much as he said it was going to go for, with the fake bids being placed and all that. And seeing he's got the opal, again, it's just more fucking around saying, no, I'm going to get the money. KG is going to come down. I just contacted his assistant. He still wants it, and the money will be there Monday or whatever it was. So this again, where it's still, the pacing is starting to build up a bit more.
That does feel like a bit more of a turning point, because then you're like, well, now he really is fucked.
Yeah, so now it's really starting to pick up where it starts to get really fucking chaotic. So after that initial scene there, you get everyone basically coming back to his jewelry shop and fucking come in at the same time to do this, do that, and really cause chaos. But this is also the part where Adam Sandler just breaks down. It's so heartbreaking to watch. Getting so fucked up, realizing that he's got nothing. He's basically at the fucking end of the line, sitting in his office, tissues in the nose, bleeding, and his little side piece, X, comes in to try and comfort him.
But she's also trying to talk about their relationship.
Yeah,
you can tell that's just
slowly wanting to bring it back in.
Yeah, and
he just breaks down.
That's awesome. That's really that bit of acting.
That was really fucking good
really
acting.
Effective. Yeah, because he just literally breaks, and you see it happen.
Just
on
the
his face.
facials in his face. I'm like, fuck, you are a broken man.
Heartbreaking.
It really did show you that he is absolutely well and truly fucked.
Yeah.
Until 5 minutes later when he makes the dumbest fucking move and you go, what the fuck have you done now?
Just another bet?
It's just another fucking bet. So reconcile the relationship with the side piece. Kevin Garnett's assistant calls, says, we're at the bank. This is still a go.
Yeah.
this is how much, 175K in cash, bringing it now. He needs the opal. He's playing tonight. He wants it. If you've got it, he's like, I've got it. Happy days. He's like, fuck, the money's coming in. Calls Arno, tells him, KG's coming, money's coming. It's going to be yours. I'm going to have it. It's still Monday, so technically we're still good. It's the swindling shit again.
Such a swindler.
And everything comes through. So the goons, Arno, come through after KG comes in and sort of says, you fucked me around. Like, I can see what you've been doing. You had someone here to jack up the bids. I thought you wanted to sell me this. Yeah, you're telling me it was this much and all this shit. What the fuck are you doing? I thought you were a fan. Asked him that awkward question, how much did you pay these African Jews?
Yeah, and he's like dances around it. He doesn't.
And it's a real, you're like, is he going to, because we don't know. We don't know what he paid for it. All he said was he was working on like a year and a half trying to get this opal.
And it's worth $1 million.
Yeah. What he thinks is worth $1 million. Tells it, and then just tells KG about $100,000 for it. So he's only making 65K up on KG. He said he's going to give him $165,000 now. Don't know where the 10K went. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, the 10K went to Damani because Damani wanted out. And that was KG's little, I guess, fee for Damani bringing him or whatever.
Yeah.
So he took that out. So $165K on the table, gets it in the bag, in cash. You're like, fuck, he's got the money.
This is
sweet.
It's
done. Arno's coming up with his goons. And before they can get in or anything, he then realizes, after talking to KG about how confident he's going to be, sort of planting in his mind that he's the fucking man. He's going to win this series with the Boston Celtics, take it out, because people don't think he can do it.
Because he's old and
all of this, he can't put these many buckets away and all that. And you sort of think, is he fucking setting something up again? And as soon as he leaves, writes down a bet slip, puts it in a bag, and you're going, he's doing another bet. Not with part of the money.
It's going to be another hour of this movie. Holy fuck.
You're like, this is fucked. 165K in the bag with a bet on it, to which he gives to his side piece Julia, who had to sort of make her way out of the jeweler room, past Arno's goons, to not look suspicious, to do one of the most suspicious things ever.
I like that. It was like an old heist movie. It was like an old Ocean's 11. Like she was
go to the building next door, hang out the window.
She was like vamping as she was talking.
Yeah,
it was very, very cool.
Take the bag. And so before that, just the creepiness of that other fucking lone guy that Howard owed money to. The one that looked like someone out of the Three Stooges.
Yeah. He looked like one of the bad guys from Home Alone.
They were fucking me because they served no purpose either, other than
just another person Howard owes money.
It's just another person Howard owes money to, but it also showed that he doesn't care who the fuck he's getting money from.
No.
To this dude who looks like he's out of Three Stooges, he's a fucking squash frog, whatever you want, saying, yeah, he gave me a fake Rolex. You gotta fix it. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't have to fucking do anything. You gotta fix it.
He's essentially just like talking to anyone who will listen.
Yeah. And then say the door gone. You're like, well, that's him done then. Then we get out the window, takes the bag, says, I've booked you on a flight to this place. Take the money there. Take exactly this bet slip. Put all the money on this. And then we're gonna be set. All good. They're back in love. Taking this money out. So the chaos ensues from now. Arno comes in and you're like, what the fuck is going to happen now? He just had the money. This movie could have ended with just then. The money's now gone. You just told him, I had the money, it's all good, and to walk in.
We've just got to watch this 90-minute basketball game.
Exactly. And Arno's like, where's the money? And he's just like trying to stall again to give his missus some time to get this money out and put this bet on. Explaining that the money's not here. He's put on this bet. It's so dumb. It's going to pay $1.2 million or something, and he's going to be set. It's going to be all well and dandy. More yelling, more fucking chaos ensuing of just a lot of yelling, a lot of distractions, and basically that's sort of where they sort of say, you're done now. That's it. Time's up. We're done. They realize that she's not in the building anymore and that she's taken this money. So they send one of the goons to try and find where she's going, bring it back with the money.
And you'll notice, like, as this is happening, there's only like 6 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely like, oh, it's just going to wrap up. It's just going to be okay.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because there's not a lot of time left.
Well, how much can they pack in? They pack in a fucking lot. They get Arno and his guys to be leaving the building, to which earlier before we found the door has problems with this magnetic system, because obviously a buzzer system, you have to be buzzed into this room to get through the doors. Doors get jammed, it's bulletproof glass, standard jewelry shit, so people can't rob the place in that. Big advantage for Howard.
But the goons think he's locked him out on purpose to stall.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Which he sort of has, I guess.
Which it is. It actually worked out very well in his favour, because he's like,
Just
you can't shoot through this, you can't break through. I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait. This is going to come through, and we're all going to be
as soon as the game
set.
finishes.
And all it is a small box of 3 New Yorkers yelling like fucking crazy to let him out, and you're just like, please. I'm sitting there and I'm just going, please, just all of you just shut up and just let him explain. Please.
It's one of those movies where
fucking yelling.
None of it would have happened if you just let him explain.
Exactly. Could have let him explain and all good, but which comes through a bit later anyway. Yeah, so
you don't know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen is fucked. You just want him to just let him explain what he's done, what the power's going to be. This is all we need to do is get through this one game of basketball. And if anyone has watched a game of basketball, it's 4 quarters.
It's a 90-minute game that goes for 5 hours.
It's not as simple as it thinks. So as soon as that ball goes out of play, clock stops. Done. Breaks, half times, all that shit. They just make a fucking meal out of it. So you're thinking this is only going to take a few minutes. To them guys, they were in there for a fucking long time. They had a lot of time to think about themselves. So we get Julia going to this casino to put on the bet on what Howard said. Put it on this, exactly what's on there with this amount, and she puts it on. The return is about $1.2 million. So she just goes start watching the game, because now she's invested, because she knows the power of this.
Yeah.
So she's really invested on wanting KG to do well in this game, to win it, so that Howard's going to be sorted. She's going to be sorted. Everything's going to be sweet and dandy. And boy, does it fucking turn around here.
Boy, is it not sweet and dandy at all.
It is not sweet and dandy. So basically, there's one of the goons who has found where she's going, trying to find her, and there's this weird-ass, two-tanned, old Elvis-looking guy who's really hitting on Julia, saying, hey, babe, come up to my room. I've got friends coming, get drinks, all this, Very talkative guy, very creepy. Just sees a young, attractive woman, goes, I've got money, you love me.
And his face, it looks like prosthetics. Like, the fake tan is so bad. I'm like, did they put a mask on this guy?
I've just looked at him going, yuck.
It was
going, yuck.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? But so she's watching the game. She's really trying to get into it to know that this bet's going to come through. Howard's going to be safe. They're going to be set. She's going to have a lot of money. We see the goon come in, and she's got to make a bit of a getaway to not be seen. To which this old guy comes into the equation. She goes up to his room as a bit of a ruse to be like, I'll come up and we'll party and that. Really, she's just like, where's the remote? Turns on ESPN and starts watching the game. And as we cut back to Howard in the jewelry store, things are starting to calm down with Arno and his goons in the box. They're all now just sat down, sort of waiting around, knowing that they can't go anywhere. They're just going to have to wait it out. And Howard just losing his shit, as any sports fan does when they're watching a big game. Every ball, every shot, every miss, every ref mistake, it's just him yelling around like crazy. So you're just getting this thought that, all right, they're starting to click on. And once they see that parts of his bet are coming through, so the tip-in was done at the start. That was the first one. He's like, that's done. The points from KG are done. And then it comes down to, all right, all Boston have to do now is win. And Arno's sitting there, and you can see it on his face. He's like, fuck, this could come through.
Yeah.
This is going to work. but then you can see on the other ones where they're like, yeah, maybe this is going to work. And they start to realize, fuck, maybe he's kind of smart. Maybe he sort of knows what's going on. And then...
And as the audience, you're feeling that too. You're
like,
oh, shit, it's actually going to...
As it's happening, you're like, fuck, this is going to be a really good ending. Because Boston win, so the bet comes through, the bet's won. And you're like, fuck, you've done it.
Yeah. And Howard lets him in. Like, because even Howard's like, I've done it.
Yeah, but before we hit this part, so we're about to get this part. We're sorry we fucking dragged you this long. We're just there. We're gonna fucking yell it to the fucking roof. So, bet comes through. Everyone's happy. Howard's screaming. Julia is screaming in this hotel. We're thinking, fuck, they've done it. Everything's good. Arno gets up with his goons, and they're all suddenly like, he fucking did it. He's made this big. And you're like, fuck, everything's gonna be okay. It's brilliant. He's going to have a bit more to get back onto himself. He can give all the money back to the people he owes money to. It's going to be brilliant. And that's where we get it. He gets up. He fixes the door, unlocks it. They're all starting to come out. Arno gets up. Phil walks in. He's like, yeah. And then what fucking happens? But just out of fucking nowhere, Phil raises up his gun, puts a bullet straight through Howard's fucking cheek, drops dead on the ground.
No music, nothing. Like, it just happens.
It was the quickest thing. It wasn't a slow motion thing. It wasn't a dramatic thing. It was like, they're about to celebrate. I just fucking made these 1.2 million.
He finally got his
figured this out. It was done. Phil just comes in, pops him straight to the face. He's got a big smile on his face, on Howard's face, falls down, dead. And I'm sitting there at 3 a.m, and I sat up on the lounge and I went, what the fuck just happened? And this is when the movie is basically ended, but there's still chaos happening. This is when you now realize Arno wasn't the bad guy. Phil was the fucking bad guy.
Because Arno is going, Phil, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Exactly. Arno's going, why did you do that? Like, we just fucking did it. He's like, I was fucking over it. I fucking told him what was going to happen. This is what was going to happen. This was always the fucking plan.
Yeah.
And then Arno's really then starting to shit himself, realizing he's got no control. And then he's grabbing him around. Feels like, you want to fucking go anywhere? You don't fucking go anywhere. You stay here, or you'll fucking end up like him. And they start robbing the place. And that's when Arno tries to make his own escape. Phil drags him back. The fuck do you think you're going? Pops him in the head as well.
Just no hesitation.
And you've just gone, I'm sorry, you've just killed 2 people in 1 minute. And with nothing to go on, no build up to or anything. It's just, here's the shot, dead, bang, done.
Yeah.
And then we start getting, which I think was why I liked the ending so much, was how brilliant it was of the cutting in between all the other characters in the movie. So you're going through KG at the Boston Arena or wherever the game was, celebrating, being like, I knew I could do this. I proved everyone wrong because I won the big game. You're cutting to Julia coming back with a fucking duffel bag full of cash, thinking I'm gonna fucking we're set now.
And all the bookies are like congratulating her.
Yeah, they're like, sweet. The creepy tan guy is like, that's a lot of money. You should come back with party and shit. And you're like, bro, you just gotta fuck off now. Like, you've served your purpose. Just fuck off now.
And that's what she tells him as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no thanks, bye.
And then this is the only other time I think the family part works in the movie. Is you've then got the family there. His kids are watching the game, being like, my dad sold him. Sold his ring and gave him that opal.
He says something like, my dad's friends with him.
Yeah.
When you're bragging thing for the kids.
It's a thing where like you then feel for the family in a way where you didn't think you felt before because you thought that was the fucking waste of space.
Dead on the floor. And
then you're cutting back to him, dead on the floor again, and it's doing more circles of the same thing, robbing the jewelry store. KG just ranting about the win, Julia coming back, family. And then fades into Howard's dead face with, even as a dead man, very Adam Sandler-like.
He's got that creepy, it's almost smirk.
It's a smirk, as in sort of like he always knew this was going to happen still.
Yeah.
And
because you get KG's voiceover about how, against all the odds, I'm still winning. Yeah. And zooming in on Howard's dead body. And you're like, well, Howard did win. Like, he finally did it right.
Exactly. You think that was the
everyone
payoff.
doubted him. He finally got his big win, but he's just dead as shit on the floor.
Dead as shit, and that's it. It pans into very gruesomely, the bullet wound in his cheek
Which
goes
then
straight
all
through it.
cosmic and shit again.
Which,
yeah.
as we said, comes full circle around to the start of the movie, the same way it started. This swirly, cosmic shit. And then
That's
credits
it.
roll. Movie's done.
That's it. I didn't want to. Yeah.
Fucking roller coaster.
It's wild.
It's exactly how we said at the start. You go through this movie the whole time not knowing what to expect and where it goes.
Every minute is definitely surprising. Like,
it's surprising, and it is hard to take in. You can't. It is a very hard movie to say to people you need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's a different type of movie. It's just straight drama.
Yeah.
There's not much else to it.
It'll be like full on for someone just casually watching it, like
exactly
sitting down with their missus or something.
People
like,
can go and like they're gonna be like, oh look, it's Adam Sandler. It's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
Because we know what he does. And then you get this. You get this fucking movie.
I watched the trailer after I watched the movie as well, and it doesn't tell you anything.
No.
Like, it just shows you a bit of Adam Sandler.
I went into the movie still not knowing what I was watching.
Either. Neither.
I just saw the standard Netflix start, and I'm like, I don't know what this movie's about still.
Here we
it's
go.
just Adam Sandler saying fuck a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. You got a lot of fuck. And at the end of the day, like the ending was there. It was a good ending. It was an unexpected ending. It was just.
I really liked the ending.
It's probably one of the best endings in any Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I'm really glad he just didn't like get away with everything, because that's not the point.
It would have been a very different movie had it been he won that money. Yeah. They did embrace.
Because then it would have been your standard redemption arc.
It would have been the redemption arc.
If you're listening, you can see it. Like, you can see it in your head. You can visualize the arc.
Yeah, you see it there before that gets there of, all right, the redemption's there, the money's in Arno's, he's free from the debt.
Fucking wall.
He's set.
To there.
He's gone, set up with Julia, new apartment, they're set for life, no debt. He can do the divorce with his wife, tell the kids and all that, live his life normal again, and then you just hit that fucking brick wall of that's not what's going to happen. He's just going to get shot and die.
Yeah.
This is how this movie is going to fucking play out. And that's how it played out. It ends. I'm sat there at 3:30 in the morning going, how the fuck am I going to do this for the first episode of a fucking podcast? Something I've never done before, and I'm going to have to fucking talk about this shit, and I don't even know what the fuck has happened. I still don't know.
I've been thinking about it for 4 days, and like I said, I don't think I really liked it, but I have been thinking about it.
It's very
effective in that way.
It's an effective movie. It
stays with you.
It does stay with you. For me, I don't think it's a film where I could watch it again just for joy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a movie. I think it's just that movie you watch once and be like, you either think
I'm glad I experienced, because it's an experience, really.
It is an experience movie, 100%.
It
is written very well, and it's directed very well. It's acted very well. Again, Adam Sandler is basically the only actor in this movie.
Essentially,
there's just the people around him that play small parts to the plot.
I think he's in every scene. As I'm going through it, I think he's in every single scene.
I think the only times he wasn't was in the ending sequence with cutting back to Julia at the casino. But still, it's a quick cut back to being him. It's still in the same,
this really is his movie.
Yeah, it was just his movie. And as you said at the start, it's just you're living a guy's really fucking shit week in New York.
Yeah, you're just there watching it.
It's
as a fly on the wall. And you can't help him, even though you're screaming at your TV.
You will find yourself, if you really get invested in this movie, you will find yourself screaming at the TV being like, you're a fucking idiot, just give him the money, you're done, you're out of it, you're sweet. But it's a movie, it doesn't play out like that, and
we don't know if we can recommend it to you.
We don't know if we can recommend it.
Welcome to the podcast. We don't know what we're doing.
We don't know. Should we tell you to watch this movie? I don't fucking know. If you got Netflix, go watch it.
If what you've just heard,
I'll give you my login details. You can watch it on mine. You don't have to pay for it. Maybe watch it. Maybe don't.
That will get people to listen to the podcast if you're giving out free Netflix.
All right. So, end of this one. Whoever comments on this on the episode first, whatever. And when we post and shit, you can have my Netflix login details, and you can watch this movie on me. I'll give you this one.
I've already got too many screens, so I'm not doing that.
So look, watch this movie if you think you can handle this movie. It is different. I know it's Adam Sandler, and I know people are going to go into it being like, it's Adam Sandler.
Not
There's going to be something to it. No, this movie's
Not
not
a
Adam
comedy.
Sandler. But you can't even say this is Adam Sandler. This is just, this is
Something
good.
else.
This is a good movie that is out of what he's done. And
It's good.
it's good. It's just
It's a good
good.
movie.
So you can watch it, you can not watch it, listen to us say what it was, and then go off what we've just told you. We basically told you the whole movie. There's not much more to it.
Yeah.
Take it in how you want. There's a lot.
When we post this on Facebook in the comments, tell us if you just listened to us describe it or you went and watched it as well.
Yes, actually,
I'd be
please,
curious.
yes. 2
Because
days or
we did
so-
pretty good explaining
I know.
that movie.
I know. I copy and pasted straight from Wikipedia plot. Boom, straight into the iPad. That's how we do this shit on this podcast. But no, if you go watch this movie after what we've told you, please let us know what you thought, because it will be interesting to know
Yeah.
how other people did portray this movie, and if you did think it was good, if you took it in as an arty type of movie, if you took it in any different way than we did. Obviously, I like this movie.
I think what you're saying is true too. Like, it will probably annoy people who see Adam Sandler and go,
Yeah,
"Oh, why did I watch this?
he
Is
is
horrible."
such a
Yeah.
different guy. People know that
So I think it'll actually annoy people.
it can annoy people. You're not coming in this for Billy Madison 2.
Nope.
You're not coming in this for a fucking shit sequel. You're not going to hear "Shine, Chen, your Shin, good for me." You're not going to get that. You're
We
going to
got-
get him just saying "fuck."
That's an hour and 13 without a Billy Madison impression. I was fucking fighting it the whole time. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Look,
Adam
I'm
just
happy.
fucked it
Look.
right in.
I'll fuck it now. I don't care. The reference had to come in. We mentioned the other movies, but I didn't make an impression, and it hurts me never to make impressions, but I'm going to fucking do
It's a
it.
little
I did
Easter
it
egg
once.
for everyone who got to the end.
Exactly right. So this is much longer than we thought this was going to go for.
Yeah, they won't all be this long, but this is a very talking point movie.
Yeah,
you
this
have
is
to
a
go
movie that we
this
have to
deep.
talk about. There's too much to talk about in this movie. But I think we can just end this by saying I like this movie,
I didn't like it, but I appreciate it for what it is.
and that is the type of response that you should expect from every episode. I basically like every movie. You're going to understand that about me. And Jack, I don't think he actually likes movies.
It's not that I don't want to.
I think you just watch the movies and go, did I just waste my fucking time?
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Think
of
I
course.
like it.
I appreciate
Don't know
it.
if I like it.
I
You
appreciate
can
it.
appreciate how movies are, and I think that's what makes you special.
Oh, well.
So,
My rampant cynicism.
all right. So
Yeah, like-
I think we can end this here by saying thank you for anyone who has listened to this whole podcast.
Just a quick, just like the first day when we put it out there that we were doing this was insane. Like you guys,
Yes,
you guys like just
it's a fucking it's
within a
huge.
few hours it was massive.
Because we've been talking about this podcast for a few weeks now, saying to do this, and it just took a very
Took off.
slow day just to sort of say, fuck it, I'm just going to put everything together and see what people think about the idea of it. And fuck, you got on board, liked the page, Facebook, the Instagram, showed some support, and it's good to know that we're going to go into this with at least, I'm going to say, 5 people listening to this podcast.
I'm
which-
happy with 5.
I'm happy with 5. Any more than that's a bonus.
I'll
but-
listen to it. Fuck it. I like the sound of my
I'm going to be
voice.
listening to this on the way to work tomorrow, just so I can see how much of a fuckwit I am on the mic and sort of trying to explain a movie.
And that's
but-
it. Like we will get better at this. Not saying this was bad, but we will.
No, it'll be easier. There'll be other movies coming. Look,
Yeah.
there's going to be an array of movies that we're going to do. It's going to be new release movies to the cinemas. There'll be any classic old movies, whatever the fuck we think deserves to be talked about.
Anything with a talking point that we think we'll disagree on, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
Not like on purpose, but
Yeah, no, but there will be a lot, and
we're probably going to disagree.
we're going to disagree on a lot of things. So, guys, thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
This is the You Like That podcast. You can find us on Instagram at You Liked That. I think that's the name. I don't know if it's.
I think it's You Like That Pod.
I think it's You Like That podcast. Same. Facebook is just You Like That ? Follow us on any of them. Share around. Hopefully.
Yeah, tell people if you think anyone.
Let us know if you have any recommendations on any movies you think we should talk about. If you think there's a good talking
If
point.
you have questions, I know if we only have 5 listeners, we won't have questions yet. But if you have questions,
Maybe
that'd be
not.
sick. I
One
love
of
questions.
my listeners will be living in this house with me, so I'm sure she'll have plenty to fucking go at me about, but it's fine. I'll take
any
that
feedback, anything.
Just let us know. Catch us on there.
We're
We'll be putting out whenever we can. We haven't sort of figured out when to release new stuff. We're just going to sort of take
maybe
it
a set
as is.
schedule, but it'll be regular.
We're just going to do it whenever.
We like
so
movies. We watch a lot of movies.
we're going to let you know when. We've seen a lot of movies. There's a lot of fucking movies out there, and we will tackle some of the shit ones, some of the good ones, and just some of the needs to be talked about movies. So, guys, thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Yep.